Hey, how's everyone doing? It is August 28th. It is a good morning. Let's go ahead and do this. Just getting everything ready to start screen recording. There we go. All right, let's check out RTH. We have a lot of smoothness, a lot of relative equal highs right here. We have a rejection off the 19,620.75 level. I like this high here if we're going to continue pushing towards being bullish. The Tuesday PM session high, the high of Tuesday. Okay, so I have no gap opening in a discount or premium, so I'm going to wait for the first 30 minutes to get out of the way just so I can kind of build up something that I can get an idea for where this market wants to go. Right now I'm just going to label opening range high. And if today looks pretty good, maybe I can outline a nice easy power of 3. Try to build that up. But from this displacement higher, if this continues to hold support outside of the new day opening gap and new week opening gap, I will be looking for the 19,693 level to be hit, along with the low of that new week opening gap found on Friday of the 19th of July. So that is kind of my idea. If this busy shows support and we break this high and we continue to make higher highs, then I'd like to entertain the idea of us going into the 19,750 level. If not, I'll stay neutral and wait for more information. I'm going to flip through dollar. Okay. Okay. All right, so we have a divergence here. We have ES dropping and Dow completely becoming heavy. Let's take a look and see if Nasdaq wants to come in suit and follow that. Because of the time of 9:35, they've taken out that 918 low. ES has. That 918 low is still intact with NQ. So I'm just going to sit back and wait for more information. Let's check if we have any news drivers. So it looks like at 10:30 a.m. we have a medium impact news driver We have crude oil. So I like to see what they do with that. Nothing crazy, so I don't expect it to do anything like a PMI or CPI or FOMC. I'm just going to measure this gap here. Excuse me. I'm going to flip to ES real quick. Let's see. Okay, we have completely went below even the 8 a.m. low for ES. Stick out Dow. Dow is still heavy. Okay, and I'm just waiting and just seeing if NQ wants to go lower. If not, NQ looks like it would be a little bit stronger this morning. I'm gonna flip through, see how the dollar's doing. Okay. I'm watching to see now if we're gonna create some kind of distance and speed. This is what we're getting right now. Now, after this tags this 918 low where sell side is, I want to see if there's actually distance. I want to see it run through it if we're gonna entertain the idea of being bearish. Okay, so we have our sell side liquidity. Looks like it's just about to be hit, and that's found here at the Tuesday 9:30 p.m. If we get this one, I'm looking at this 815 and this 715 low. So and if we rip through it, we have 19,442 would be my crosshair. It looks like right now on the 15, a lot of back and forth balanced price range right in here. A lot of give and take. And so when I'm looking down on the 1 minute chart, I have to see some kind of drop between 50 to 60 handles, and I need to see my PE arrays actually hold resistance. If not, we might have a choppy morning. So let's go back. I'm going to take this one off just because it's a little grouped up together. And I'm going to take this one off. I'm not a fan of it having too much stuff on my chart, but that is what I have right now. I'm going to flip through and see what we're doing with the other markets. Okay. Okay. So nothing right now is telling me I'm strongly convicted of us being bearish, because it's still within that 15-minute. We're still inside this balanced price range, just back and forth within this new week opening gap, and I have to see, like I said, some kind of distance. Really something exciting for me to even think about the idea of being bearish. A lot of give and take. And I like to have the first 30 minutes behind me. Usually there's Judah swings. There's just a lot of, not a big movement from 9:30 to 10, and there might be, but most of the time I like to have that behind me just to see what we're dealing with, where stops are, who's been making the profits the longest, and if I see something in the chart that presents itself as some kind of structure shift towards that liquidity, then that would be a good signal to entertain for taking a trade. All right, so right now we're getting some movement lower. I'm just going to measure this 2 consecutive down close candles. And I'd like to see price stay below mean threshold. Okay. I like the way this looks. So we have tagged that bad boy right there. I'll look at the 15-minute chart. Okay. So right now I'm just taking my interest if we have any more of a drop and we are poised to be bearish. I'm going to outline this last down close candle before this impulse moved a lot higher, I'm going to take my eyes to this discount. I'm going to look at the 5 minute. I have this inefficiency right here. Okay. I can understand why Michael uses a notepad, because your chart can get busy with these new day opening gaps. Wow. All right. So let's take a look here. So I like how this last down close candle found on that 15 minute before that big move higher. It's inside this 5 minute busy. So that's a nice thing to see, because this price engine will do one or two things: liquidity and inefficiencies. If it's not doing both, it's going sideways. It's either going up or down. So if it's going down, we're going to entertain 19,524. I like how we took out this buy side liquidity here before this dropped lower. That was really nice. Look at this precision on this new day opening gap low. The bodies are respecting it. Okay, I'm just going to flip through real quick. I wouldn't trade ES. I wouldn't touch it. Dow, so we have a complete divergence here. We just have ES in a consolidation, and we have Dow now rallying to take out its 930 high. And check out dollar. And dollar is consolidating. So let's go back to NQ. And looks like NQ is now in the lead with weakness. So I would expect ES to follow suit, but it doesn't have to. Dow's rallying to take out that 930 high. I like to see what it does after taking that high out, if it wants to drop lower. Just gonna hide my drawings here so I can look a little bit cleaner. I want to take your attention to all right here. See all this back and forth? And the body's respecting this new day opening gap high. To me, if the next couple minutes don't come back into this area here, then I'm expecting price to really shoot down and come down into this level here. We are inside a 950 to 1010 macro. We're definitely not close to any kind of 930 high from the opening range. So my attention is still down to 19,524. In the green rectangle area where a busy was. I'd like to see if we can entertaining doing the premium of this area. So right here, I like the idea if we can get into this, and it doesn't have to completely refill everything just because this is the price level of the last open of a down close candle, but definitely this would be a target inside this area here. This is more probable before it reverses, possibly. But if we just streak through it like knife of hot butter, I'm looking down here without a doubt if it gives me the information that it's really wanting to drop. Oops. So I'm just watching. So right now I'm just looking at this up close candle, and if we are poised to being still inside of this sell program, I'm looking as this to do some kind of resistance. Ideally, I don't want to see any candle repriced to the high of it. Right now, I like to see some distance, just because we're getting closer to the main threshold of that up close candle. And now we're coming up into that new day opening gap, and near the consequent encroachment of that wick. I'll go ahead and measure it so you know what I'm talking about. Right in here. Ideally, if I'm still poised to be bearish, I want the bodies to close below this level there. And if it even doesn't even wick it, that's even giving me a stronger indication that it's weak, it's heavy. So right now we're getting that right here. Okay. I like to see some distance away from this area if we were going to hit that 19,524 level. My eye is going to right here. That's ran out stops. Anybody who is trailing their stop loss, anybody who is going short inside of this had their stop loss right here. So I'm looking at that as possibly a bearish breaker. If not, my eye is going here to this inefficiency. And that makes me think that we're not as weak as I think I was in the beginning of this session. I like to say these gaps are wanting to be unfilled when I'm wanting to see a bearish market. I just want us to go to our levels like quickly. And it might need to take more time. That is probably a flaw, me thinking it should hurry up and do what I'm wanting it to do, putting my force and will on the market. That's a flaw. I should be patient and I should read what the chart is giving me and getting feedback. Okay. All right. There we go. So our objective was just now hit. And right now, after it's just been hit, I have to demand more information. Because if we are going to be going lower, I'm looking down here. Me personally, I would rather see this drop through it quickly if I was wanting to see more of an idea of this being heavy. Let's take a look at dollar. Don't trade Dow and ES. I don't know what it's doing. So we've made a higher higher on Dow. I like to see if this actually does keep breaking higher, or if this is just going to go down and take out that 930 low. So go ahead and mark that out. Okay. All right. So that was our objective for this morning session. We didn't have an RTH gap higher or lower, but we were still able to frame out a objective and target that was hit between 9:30 and 10. I hope you find this video insightful and tune in again. Thank you.